It starts with silence, not the comforting kind, but the kind that feels like something is watching you from the corners where the light refuses to enter. The camera glides down an empty street at 2:17 a.m. The streetlights flicker weakly, fighting against the darkness like they know what's hiding inside it. A cold wind moves through the night, but the leaves on the ground don't move. They're frozen, as if scared to make a sound. And then footsteps, slow, heavy, but they aren't ours. Someone is walking behind us, someone, or something. Arav walks alone, heading home after a long shift. His phone screen is cracked, the numbers distorted, trembling with a static glow. He checks the time again, 2:17 a.m., the same minute it was 2 minutes ago. Time feels stuck tonight, like it's watching him too. His footsteps echo softly across the empty street, but there's another rhythm beneath them, another pair following, matching each step perfectly. He freezes, the footsteps stop too. He slowly turns around, nothing. No person, no animal, no movement. Just a long stretch of dark street and a cold pressure behind his chest, warning him something is wrong. He remembers a rule his grandmother once whispered when he was a child. If you ever feel something behind you at night, don't run. The ones who run are taken first. He always laughed at those old stories. Until tonight, because when he starts walking again, the footsteps return. They're slow at first, but heavier than before. They don't sound like feet hitting concrete. They sound like something dragging itself forward. Arav keeps his pace steady, forcing air slowly in and out of his lungs, but then he sees it, a tall, thin shadow standing under the last streetlight at the end of the road. No face, no features, just a human-shaped darkness, like all the light around it has been swallowed. It isn't moving, but its shadow stretches toward him unnaturally long, reaching across the pavement like a living thing. Arav's heartbeat pounds in his ears. The rule whispers again in his mind, don't run. He tries to walk normally, but fear weighs down every step. The shadow twitches, not moving, just twitching, like it can sense fear. He looks down at the ground to avoid staring at it, but the moment he blinks, the shadow is closer. Not walking, not stepping, just closer, as if distance means nothing to it. He turns the corner quickly. The moment he steps out of the light, the streetlight behind him pops and dies. Darkness swallows everything. And then he hears it breathing, deep, slow, heavy, not behind him, not above him, around him, like the darkness itself is breathing. He forces himself forward, one step, the breathing stops, another step, it gets louder, closer, he can feel the air shift beside his ear. Something invisible leans near him, smelling the fear pouring off his skin. He trembles but does not run. He knows it's waiting for him to break the rule. The alley ahead is the only shortcut home, narrow. Silent, swallowed in blackness. If he goes in, he won't see anything. If he stays out here, he's exposed. He steps in, the darkness shifts like liquid. The walls feel too close, too warm, almost breathing with him. Every sound is amplified. His slow steps, the faint drip of water, the distant hum of a streetlight dying. Then a whisper echoes through the alley, not a voice, a scraping, like long fingernails dragging across concrete, slowly, deliberately. The sound crawls up the walls, across the ground, up his spine. He walks faster without meaning to. The scraping grows faster. He slows down immediately. It slows too. The creature is mimicking him, or warning him. He sees a faint light at the end of the alley, his last turn before home. Hope fills his chest for a moment, but then something moves across the light. A tall, stretched silhouette glides past the opening, silent and unnatural. It doesn't walk, it slides. Arav's breath catches. If he turns back, the thing behind him will follow. If he goes forward, the one ahead will see him. He stands perfectly still, afraid to breathe. The silence presses against him harder and harder, like the walls are closing in. And then something touches his shoulder, cold, wet, not human. a long shadowy hand stretching out of the darkness behind him. He doesn't move, he doesn't scream. The rule echoes again, don't run. The hand slowly slides off his shoulder. The creature behind him exhales, disappointed, as if waiting for him to break. He steps forward again. Slow, measured, controlled. The silhouette at the alley's exit tilts its head unnaturally, bending too far, like bones cracking in the dark. It senses motion. It wants motion. Arav reaches the end of the alley. His house is visible now. Safety. Warm light leaking through the window. Just a few more meters. But the moment he sees his home, his survival instincts betray him. His fear spikes. His body screams, run. He takes one faster step. Both creatures react instantly. The one behind him lets out a low, distorted inhale. The one ahead snaps its head upright. The darkness around them shifts violently, swirling like black smoke hungry for movement. Arav freezes again, his foot still slightly ahead of the other. Too fast, too noticeable, the creature's close in. He forces his shaking muscles to move slowly again. One careful step, then another. The darkness settles. The creatures hesitate, confused, irritated. He reaches his gate. He opens it gently. He steps inside. The moment he closes the gate, both creatures stop moving. They stand perfectly still in the street, their faces, or lack of faces, turned directly toward him. Arav steps back toward his door. Just one more step, his foot slips. Just half a second, just enough to look like a run. The creatures jerk violently. Arav bursts through his door and slams it shut an instant before something massive hits the other side with a thunderous, bone-shaking impact that rattles the entire house. The walls tremble, the floor vibrates, the lock strains. The creature scratches slowly down the door, leaving long, deep marks, like it's carving a reminder. Then silence. Arav slides down the door, gasping. He's alive. He didn't run. But then he hears a whisper through the wood. A low, inhuman voice that seems to seep into the room from all directions. Next time you won't stop yourself. The lights flicker. The scratching begins again. The rule was simple, and he followed it. But now the creatures know where he lives. And they're waiting for the night he makes just one mistake. Because the ones who run are taken first, but the ones who hesitate are taken slowly.